Okay, students, in today's lecture number 3 of construction management estimation and costing, we will be going through the planning process, and before planning, what we have to do and what will be our considerations. So, how to proceed? Let us have a project, any construction project, and first of all, we have to understand what are the basic requirements of projects. That means what are the various construction activity which we have to go through. So first of all, today we will be understanding work breakdown structure. So in construction planning, very important is, first of all, we have to list out that what are the various activities which we have to do during the construction project, why those activities we have to do, then how those activity can be accomplished, when, that means timing we have to check, when we have to execute those activities, and where we have to do all this process. So in brief, we have to list out the various activities or list of activities we have to prepare. Then we have to go through the detail. So which activity we can start with and which activity will be followed, and what are the various activities which we can run in parallel to each other. So whether one activity depends upon other activity or not, whether one activity depends or can only start with the completion of first activity, or whether it can start midway or in parallel. So let us understand work breakdown structure. So whenever there is a big project, that big project will be first of all divided into various processes, or you can say sub-projects. So for efficient planning, project is divided into various functional elements, and their interrelationship are determined by this technique. So first of all, in whole, we have to get through the project and we have to divide it into various functional elements. Functional elements, you can say, just like one element may be concreting, there may be surveying, there may be exploration, like this. So each system is broken into subsystems, and each subsystem again into some components, and so on. We will be breaking down the system into subsystem and components till the system is broken into activities as a unit for planning which we can plan. Suppose you have to do the excavation work. So excavation is one system which you have to follow, and for that excavation, what are the various activity on which excavation depends, and to complete the excavation, what are the various activities we have to perform. So let us take a very simple example of a construction of a compound wall. So let us, there is a project and we have to construct a compound wall. So here we need to understand that how to proceed and what will be the completion point of the construction of the compound wall. So that compound wall will be divided into various activities. So first one, there is the compound wall. Now here, to execute the construction of compound wall, what we have to do? We may have to do the excavation. There may be some concreting, plastering, etc. So all activities we have to list out. So here, very first activity will be excavation. For a compound wall, first of all, we have to excavate the soil to construct the foundation of the compound wall. So excavation will be the very first activity. Then second activity after excavation, we have to put the lean concrete in the foundation. So now it is very much clear here that lean concrete will be the second activity and first activity will be the excavation. So lean concrete, that means pouring of lean concrete in the foundation, cannot be the first activity. That means first of all you have to excavate, then you can proceed to the second activity. Third one is masonry in the foundation. Now you can clearly understand from these three steps. Step number 3 or activity can only start when activity 2 is completed, and activity 2 can be only started when activity 1 is completed. So there is interrelation between these three activities. Fourth one will be after putting the masonry in the foundation up to the required level as per the drawings, then you have to go through the fourth activity, DPC, that is dam proof course. Now it is very much clear, they are in order 1, 2, 3, 4. No activity can be interchanged in this particular case. Fifth activity will be after DPC you have to construct the foundation wall, that is masonry in the superstructure. Then sixth activity will be pointing. Now pointing cannot be done before the construction of the superstructure wall. And seventh will be coping. So here you can easily understand that there was one element is compound wall, and that element is divided into various activities. Now excavation is one activity. As I have explained here, you have to broken down activities as a unit. Now excavation is one unit. Compound wall is one system, or you can say subsystem, and that is divided into 7 steps, and each one excavation is one unit. That means if you say excavation, then everything is clear. So all these processes or activities, they have to run in the same order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So here from this diagram, your flow chart, you are able to understand that which activity will be start activity and which activity will be the ending activity. So excavation is the starting activity and coping will be the end activity. So in between all activities you have to organize in a systematic way. Now suppose compound wall, we have decided that it will take 7 days. Let us suppose 7 days is the construction duration of the compound wall. So if your excavation get delayed, then all the other activities may also have the possibility of delaying. So here you have to put all these activity in a particular time frame so that we can understand that what is the duration which we have planned for the compound wall, and whether that compound wall is affected by other activities. Now if you are constructing a compound wall and simultaneously you are putting the foundation within the campus, that means then compound wall as well as the foundation activity of the any building which you are going to be construct within the compound wall, they can run parallel. But compound wall cannot be started with the second number of activity, that is lean concrete in the foundation. So all activity we have to understand. If we are able to divide this whole project into systematic way in various activities, and then you can just put a flow chart or a timetable you can decide, so that when and which activity we have to start and how much time it will take to complete that activity. So basically this comes under the plan. This is basically planning. Now here you have planned the construction of the compound wall. Similarly, in broader sense, you will plan the execution of a project, or project duration you will decide So all activity you have to divide accordingly, and you have to be very clear in planning which activity we can run parallel to each other and which activity you can start only after completion of the earlier activity. So this process is known as work breakdown structure. So we have to understand how to break down the complete work or major activity into smaller activities and so on. Now, how to arrange and how to represent duration as well as activity in a systematic manner. So that process is known as bar chart. This is the one of the methodology by constructing a bar chart. And for your understanding, just for example purpose, I have taken one bar chart directly from internet which we can discuss. Now here you can construct this bar chart even in Excel or in any software. So what we have done, we have first of all listed out the various operations or various activities, then duration, and then duration in a chart 1 2 3 like this. Now here very first is when you have to from finish to start, first of all a activity, it will be the clearance of the site. First of all you have to clear the site, and let you have decided that it will take 4 days. So 4 days we have given or assigned to clearance of the site. So that means you can start this activity from very start, that is from 0 day, that is 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day. So you have put a bar here which is indicating that this will be the starting time of this activity and this will be the completion time of this activity. Then after clearance, activity B is excavate the foundation. So if you have decided that we will be completing this excavation of foundation in 5 days, then this 5 days activity can only start after 4th day. You can't start it from here. So it is very much clear that this first finish to start, you need total number of 9 days. It is the minimum duration which you need. Or otherwise later on we will decide that if we want to complete it in 4 days, then we can arrange more labor or more resources. So this is the one way of planning. Now C is concreting in the foundation. Let it take 3 days. Now operation D, it is very much clear. Operation D can start 2 days after operation C has started. Now if you have decided that operation D, that means brickwork to DPC, you can start 2 days after completion of C activity, that is the concreting in the foundation. So this is the way when you will decide and divide each task into various activities, and accordingly you will be able to draw the bar chart, and from this bar chart you can easily work out that what will be the completion time of the project when we have to start it, and which are the activity which are followed by other activity, or which one activity will be the precedence activity. So here we can list out that maybe one activity precedes the another activity. So this is just an example, and from the next lecture we will go into detail. Thank you.